Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this Netflix review. The fact that you are willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to consume my content really does mean the world to me. For those of you that are unaware, I review everything that gets released on Netflix. So if you're ever curious about whether a new movie, series or show is any good, come to my channel and I will let you know. So subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's start talking about Clickbait, which I honestly thoroughly enjoyed. A little bit of context for you guys. I got to pre-screen it for this series, and while I was watching it, I was alternating between other shows as well. And while I was watching those shows, all I could think is, flip, I would rather be watching Clickbait. That's how much this series really hooked me and really just drew me into the story and the mystery surrounding it all. I was so encapsulated by the story that even while I was watching other movies and other series, all I wanted to do was finish that up so I could jump right back into this. And the matter of the fact is, I'm recording this at 3:30 in the morning. I'm exhausted, but I'm so passionate to let you guys know about this story. That is how much I enjoyed it. It was honestly phenomenal, and I really enjoyed it. But ultimately, we follow Nick Brewer, who gets abducted, he's held against his will, and a bunch of videos are released of him holding up signs admitting to different crimes. And now the series is about his family trying to decipher these messages, trying to locate their father, trying to locate their husband, and figure out what the hell is happening. That is a very brief breakdown of what the series is about. I'm going to tell you, it might sound like a simple story, but this thing is so multi-layered. It is so interesting, and it's so much fun to engage with, digest, and come up with your own solutions or theories as to what is happening. So we have this incredibly powerful, multi-layered story, but it's matched with some phenomenal acting. And I won't lie, the performers in the show across the board were great. I don't think there was a single performance where I just sat there going, this ain't it. Every single performance really brought it, and I was just so overjoyed to see every single actor just throwing themselves into this role. It was a lot of fun to just be immersed in this world that's ultimately very dark, but a realistic portrayal of the world we live in. And the actors really brought it to life. I mentioned how this series can tackle some incredibly dark themes. And what's great about it is that they're all relevant themes. We're tackled with things like identity, legacy, reputation. And what another thing this series does is so great is it brings it into the modern world. We're so encapsulated by social media and this idea of fame, and we'll do anything to get famous. It really shows us that it's a reality for so many people that they'll do anything to reach that level. And so we get a great analysis of identity. Nick Brewer's character and his identity is put under so much strain because so many people are questioning, is what he's admitting to real or is it false? How will this impact his legacy, his identity, his reputation? These are all brought up and analyzed, and we can all look at that and reflect on ourselves in that situation. What would people perceive of us if we were in that situation, admitting to crimes? Would people instantly believe it? Would they have to do their own research? It's just a great idea to really just analyze and sink in. And also, how will the human population respond to that? Because ultimately he holds up this sign saying, when this video gets 5 million views, I will die. And then you just see these views skyrocket. And that's a great indication of the human spirit. Would you click on a video knowing that if you were to watch it, it would result in someone's death? Or would curiosity take over you? And I feel like a lot of people would just go, okay, well clearly this is just a fake video, I'm going to watch it anyway. But if there's even that slight possibility that you watching this video might result in someone's death, would you watch it? And I was like, well, of course I wouldn't watch it. And I would like to think I wouldn't. But I know a lot of people would find that so macabre or so curious that they would just keep rewatching that. And there was this case where there were people trying to help Nick, where they would watch the video and then look for clues. But again, every time you watch the video, that's another view. And so it's just very interesting to look at the human spirits, how we as a society crave interactions through social media, even though it might have a negative connotation attached to it. And so yes, the series definitely has a lot of focus on the modern world. We've got characters using their phones, their cell phones, their laptops, and they're communicating over these different devices. And I mentioned this in a few of my previous reviews, how I love it when a VFX team or VFX department is able to bring that to life. When we're able to see communication happen on screen as if we are seeing what the characters are seeing. It's just phenomenal. And I think this film did a great job of really allowing us, the audience, to see what was happening on every different character's communication device, whether that's just their laptop and it's on Facebook, or if it's via their mobile devices. Being able to see what the characters see is great, and it's a great way to immerse yourself in the situation and see what the characters are seeing without you being told explicitly what is happening. But you guys can see I've clearly enjoyed this, and I would say I would recommend this to people that enjoyed shows like The Stranger or Behind Her Eyes. It's definitely this suspenseful thriller vibe going on, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. But I will once again say I felt like the pacing could use some improvements. It was definitely a slow burn, but again, I was engaged from beginning to end. The whole series is called Clickbait, and Clickbait is designed to get your attention, and my attention was definitely given the entire time I was watching the series. I had my attention drawn to the series from the very first scene. Everything was very encapsulating, very engaging, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you're willing to slip through something that can be seen as a little bit slower, and you're willing to invest your time with some really interesting, dynamic, and multi-layered characters, then this is definitely a series that you can watch and enjoy. But guys, thank you so much for watching this review. Please subscribe if you haven't yet to give this video a like, and I hope to see you again in another one of my reviews.